I have flowers. Yeah, I bought myself flowers. That's fine. I'm super excited to be sitting down and to be sharing this video that I made for one of my good friends, Allon. He was setting up a Facebook group to go along with his new course, and he had some concerns. He wasn't really sure how to set it up. All he wanted was a simple Facebook group that could bring people together to provide some accountability where people can connect. Sound familiar? Does it? Yeah, that doesn't happen naturally. You don't just set up a Facebook group, add a cover picture, and invite them in and just like engage. Yeah, that doesn't happen. It takes a little bit of front loading. You need to prepare it. It's like inviting people over for dinner. You kind of have to prepare the food in advance, because if you start roasting a chicken when people show up at the door and it's already dinner time and they're kind of like, hey, I'm hungry, do you have snacks? You want to put the bird in the oven before people actually get there. And so this video, it's about 15 minutes long, and it just walks you through my thought processes of what is necessary in a Facebook group before you launch it in order to A, create a really awesome VIP experience for your clients, but also B, save you a lot of time and dealing with annoying situations or policing your group because, for example, guidelines. You might want to have some. So yeah, check it out. Grab a chair. Let's do it. Wow, I didn't check my hair. All right, I'm gonna dig in. I can see that you've done a lot of the things that I've mentioned on our call previously, which is awesome. And what I wanna do is kind of just walk through this, show you what I'm thinking as I'm walking through it, and also kind of give you some ideas of what you can think of to maybe improve some things. I'll probably make some changes as I go as well, like directly in here. But you can kind of keep this stuff in mind just for future reference and if you kind of run into any issues down the line. So first of all, your image, awesome, totally nailed it. I love that you've got the course name in there. It's super easy and clear to see. It's also very relaxing in the sense of like, okay, I'm sitting at my laptop, I'm having a coffee, and I'm going to be working on myself, but working with Allon. So I really, really like the photo. It's awesome. Check that off your list. So second thing I would do is looking at your description. You'd mentioned that you weren't really sure what to put in the description. The way I like to think about descriptions is it's an additional place for information that doesn't move, right? So Facebook, there's issues with Facebook in the sense of, it's always scrolling. And so nothing really stays in place, but the description is always here. So what I would say is think of this as a kind of like a pinned post where you can have links to certain information. So for example, you can have a link to the welcome post, like maybe the first post or even the pinned post. You want to think of maybe like the first step. So they might be looking around. They're not really sure what to do. They're probably going to look at the pinned post, but they might also look over here as well. Right now, this is a little bit short. I would argue that you could get a little bit more from the description. So right now you've said this group serves to support all the participants, focus like a world-class athlete, and help us all follow through. Okay. So let's just take a look at this. What you want to do as well is it's like you want to think about how the members are going to feel when they come in. So it's like you want them to feel understood, supported, excited, important, helped, like all these different things, or even helpful. Also, usually what people will think is like, what do I do? What do I do first? So I would definitely have that mentioned in here as well. Just to give you an idea of some other examples, these are some of the other courses that I'm in. But you'll notice here, for example, this is Alps Fast 50 community, and you can see they mentioned it's for paying members of the course. Now, also look at this. There's a link to the sales page for the course. This is a really good point as well. Other people that aren't in the community can read your description, and so it's kind of like free advertising for your course. So I would definitely do this. several people mention this as well, like don't ask to join if you don't get, if you haven't signed up. If you're just starting with with beta, or you're just doing your first launch of the course, you're probably okay with that, but it's something else to mention. You'll notice as well that he's putting in guiding principles, so basically community guidelines. And he gives some general ideas like what this group is all about, giving feedback, getting feedback, support. Okay. Also notice no shameless self-promotion or jerkiness allowed. So he's also mentioning, a little bit of that self-promotion, like this is not about self-promotion here, or even just like negativity, being a jerk. Also, if you don't want technical questions to be asked in the community, which maybe that's the case, I would definitely recommend doing something like this, saying, hey, if you have any problems, please reach out to, maybe it's Melissa or maybe it's somebody else on your team. You can put the email there. So this is kind of a good way of looking at it like that. You'll also see zero to launch, a little bit shorter version. Okay, so you can see basically it's what the course is, and then also mentions as well, similar, it's a private group, it's a paid group. If you want to join, you can grab that link there. These are some really simple examples. This one I am not a member of. It's the 90-Day Year by Todd Herman. And so you can see here, this is actually the description. Because I'm not a member, it shows up like a large post, but they go really in depth and just sort of focus on what the rules are, how they want people to post. This is something you can consider doing is, not necessarily having a posting guideline, but something at the beginning of each post to identify if it's a question, if it's sharing, if it's a win, if it's, something that is a little bit specific. It can add a little bit of clarity to the group. So that's something definitely to think of here, update props if you're supporting somebody else. So that's something to think about. That's the description. I'm going to dig into that, and maybe I'll do another video as I rewrite that or write a little bit more, just so you don't have to do it yourself, because we want to launch this you want to launch this tomorrow. So let's take a look at, you've got your pinned post, and it's the welcome. Okay, so welcome to our Facebook group. The one thing, I don't know why, but our kind of threw me off. Again, I'll maybe put this into a Google Doc and do some suggesting and some changes. But I would even just say like welcome. People don't care about it being a Facebook group, right? Like, what is this? Is this like a private exclusive space? Is this a fun place with friends, like to apply to what you're learning? Is this an exclusive place? Is this, think about the emotions, right? Is this a safe space? Is this an exclusive space? Is this a fun space? Really try and figure out what's most important to your students. Now, if you don't know that, just guess. Think, okay, these guys want to be elite or special. So here's an exclusive space where you can connect with other top performers or these sort of people. And so I would focus on that rather than what this is. It's kind of like benefits versus features. Nobody really cares about Facebook groups directly. Okay. So this is a meeting space for all the participants of the live training Focus Like a World Athlete. I'm going to definitely give you some specific feedback on this, but I visit this group sporadically. I wouldn't use the word sporadically. That doesn't sound like it's planned or intentional. I would say, I visit this group on a regular basis or on a scheduled basis, something like that shows that it's intentional. And actually, I wouldn't focus about you. Don't focus so much about you. Focus about what they're going to be able to do there. And then I would slip in how you're going to be showing up. But it's mainly a place for you to share your big wins and struggles, hold each other accountable, inspire each other, and meet new super people. The main goal is for everyone to feel supported throughout the journey of becoming super focused by feeling proud of any wins we experience. You've changed this since I saw it first up. This is awesome. Notice you're touching on a lot of the emotions, right? So to feel supported, feeling proud of any wins, right? Awesome. To feel encouraged when you're feeling stuck and face some challenges. This is awesome. This is something that's so funny too, is even simply just saying the emotion sometimes will get people to feel it. Like if you say to somebody, I'm so proud of you, they will feel proud, right? So that's definitely something that you want to do. And you can do that in the description as well. All right, if you need anything from my team, email this. Perfect. So you could actually potentially add this to the description if you're okay having that email be public. Housekeeping. This is a group to ask questions, share lessons, learn from the live training, and support each other. Let's keep the communication positive, supportive, and let's stay focused on discussing. This is awesome. And to be honest, this could actually just be your description. Like this is perfect. This is saying what it is, what we're going to be doing here, and then a little taste of guidelines. Yeah, I personally would put that over here, and I would just make that the description. Now, so obviously, let me just go down here. Okay, so whenever you're setting everything up, I think I mentioned this on the call, it's going to show all of this stuff here. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to delete it. We're going to delete all this because nobody really cares that you've added stuff or that you've changed the type of the group. Okay. And what you're going to want to do, this is a really good point. Notice right here, this is the description. If you update the description, it's going to automatically put a post on the wall. You're going to want to delete that. All right, I can't delete the fact that you created it. Awesome. So these two things here, they're fine. This one here, we're going to delete. The photo will also be removed. No, we're not. Good point. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. I love also that you've turned off commenting for just the picture because people don't really need to comment there. Okay, so those are the main foundational things. Now, if you take this and put this into the description, what are you going to do for your welcome posts? What I would recommend is kind of what we discussed, on the call, which is creating threads for people. Okay, so this idea of, welcome to the community. Here's how to get started. So, I mean, that actually potentially could be a post. So, like, imagine we do this, how to get started. What you want to do is you want to decide which is going to be easier for you. If you want to have people have threads or not. Or maybe what you can do is you can suggest it and see what people do. You can say, hey, if you guys want to create your own check-in threads, here's how you can do it. If not, then people can just check in throughout the community. Personally, because it's a smaller group and I like things to be organized, I would recommend having the threads. So how to get started. So once we get the official welcome post put in here from you, then we can add the link. We can shorten the link and we can add it in here as well. That's important as well to make it so that people see this and they say, oh, okay, to get started, go to this thread. Okay, so I'll say that. We're going to delete this. And we'll see if there's any other, okay, cool. It hasn't, let me just double check and make sure. Right, look at all this. It's like, I've updated the description. Let's delete those. We don't need that. If you want, you can leave one. You can leave it up there. Just because it's my account, though, I will delete it. So when you go in and update the description, just know that it is going to post an update in there. Okay. Another thing, just a really cool thing to know is you can ask pending members questions. So people, when they ask to join, they will actually have to answer some questions if you put them in. So you could say, for example, if you were doing research, you could say, why did you join? Now, of course, you're already doing it in here. So personally, I would just leave it. But just know that this is an option. I can show you how to do that. Once you've reposted it, then that can be the official post. And then what I'll do is I can add the link in here in the description, and then we can delete this. And then from there, because this is going to make it so that people create their own thread. So they're introducing themselves and they're starting a conversation. And that's it. Let me just think. Basically, the way that you can think about it as well is what's going to happen when someone first comes in. So someone's going to first come in. They're probably going to go here. I'm going to pin it. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. Welcome to How I Get Started. Welcome to the focus. So wonderful to have you here. Start a new post to introduce yourself. Right. And for example, here, we're going to turn off commenting just because that's a reminder for me. But so what people are going to do is they're going to start a new post. Okay. Now, also what you could do, another little bonus, if you really want to kick things off, is you would put this post in, you would copy and paste it, but then you can also add a video of yourself. So you could actually do a video welcome and say, hey, everybody, I'm so excited to have you here. Really excited for the program. Here's how things are going to work. You're going to have these live calls. Then at the end of each call, we're going to bring everybody together in a specific thread so we can have a discussion. You guys can update us on your own personal check-in threads. And that's basically it. It's a safe place to really connect with other ambitious people that are looking to improve their businesses and their lives and their health. That would be something that you could potentially do as well. Okay, and that's a wrap. So I hope that you have found this deep dive tutorial useful, just to give you a clear idea of what the real foundation of a Facebook community is, especially for a course. You could also use this for a free Facebook group as well, though I would not recommend setting up a free Facebook group. And you can get all the details about that in my post that I wrote for Growth Lab about how a free Facebook group is not the magic bullet that you think it is. So as you can see, it's a little bit darker here. It's time to wrap this stuff up. So thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in learning more about community and engaging your audience, hop on over or come on over to my website at dianatower.com. I got some goodies for you as well. I've got 2 ultimate guides, which I pretty much refer to as beefy because they are hella beefy. And so they break down 2 main things: how to set up a community for a course or a program, and also how to engage a community. And I've also got some really useful posts as well. One in particular is how to promote your stuff or your shit in other people's Facebook groups without being a douche or not getting banned. Okay, so that's a really useful post as well. So come on over to the website. I will drop the links to all of those goodies as well in the links below if this is on YouTube. And yeah, let me know what you think. Hopefully this was helpful, and have yourselves a fantastic day. Bye. Okay. Whatever. Okay, we're good. Love this scarf. This is probably one of my favorite scarves. It's like a rainbow. Yeah. Ba-doo. It's not a video without dancing. I have no idea what this looks like. I can't actually see myself. It's like the green dot. Hopefully is this a cool thing? I don't know. I'll see later when I edit.